Hello all you bladers, today we're unboxing the dual pack Cosmic Kraken K5 and Gargoyle G5, Hasbro. Okay, today we're unboxing a Hasbro dual pack Hypersphere package. So these two bays are Gargoyle G5, a defense type, and Cosmic Kraken K5, a stamina type. So, yeah. And then it doesn't look like Gargoyle comes with a weight, so I don't know. And then it looks like the disc on Gargoyle is 10, and the driver's Keep Hypersphere, if I'm not mistaken. And then this one comes integrated with the 10 weight Cosmic chip. I'm pretty sure that's the Vanguard Hasbro version. And then the Valor driver. So let's take a look at the back of the box really quickly. So, back of the box. First, let's go over Cosmic Kraken. Yep, you can see that. There's the driver TH02. It doesn't actually say the name, so I'm not completely sure, but this is called Valor. This is called Vanguard. And then Cosmic and Kraken. Yep, and then it obviously spins to the right and a stamina type. So, another way you can tell that it's a stamina type is by this little sign here. If it's orange, it's stamina. If it's green, it's defense. If it's red, it's balance. And if it's blue, it's attack. So here, this is actually confusing because the clock, I assume this is how much stamina it has, and then the arrow is how much they move around, but it gets confusing. So the arrow is called the runtime, which is how much they move around, how much they'll ride the brink in a Hypersphere stadium, not in a normal Hasbro stadium, which is 3. So not too fast, not too slow, just about average. But for a stamina type to have only 3 spin time, that's really, that's not exactly stamina type stats, but I guess the stats don't really matter too much. And here's Gargoyle, spins to the right, and then you can see here that this actually comes with a chip, because you can see that there's the ring, there's the base, and then there's the chip separated. But here it's just the layer. So does this actually come with a chip? I'm actually curious to see. And then obviously spins to the right, defense type. And then D57, the 10 disc, and TH07 keep driver. So the runtime is 2, probably won't move around that much, which is good. It's a defense type, just basic counterattack is all. And then for a defense type to have 4 spin time, that's actually pretty average. Defense types always have lots of stamina, except for defense types like Orb Aegis, Bushin, Ashura, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm not gonna open it on camera. I'm just gonna, show you the box, show you the front, and then I'm gonna skip to where I have the parts in front of me, but you guys can tell me in the comments below if you prefer me to actually, open it on the video. But, right now, I'm just gonna skip to the part where I show the parts. Tell me in the comments below if you prefer otherwise, and, let's do this. Okay, so here are all the parts laid out. There's Cosmic Kraken, Vanguard, Valor, and then there's Gargoyle G5, 10 keep. I'm gonna go over Cosmic Kraken K5 first, then we're gonna go over Gargoyle G5 part by part, and yeah. So, first off, we have the Kraken chip. The chip doesn't really do anything except add design, and you can tell how tight it is by looking at the slopes. Also, here's the QR code. You don't have it yet. Just take a few seconds to scan that. Okay, so you can't really tell the slopes with Hasbro until you put it together. And this is the right way to put it. because the eyes are facing this way. If you put it like this, it's upside down, but it really depends on how you want to put it on. It can go either way. And then I like the design. I mean, it's nothing too special. I just like the little horn sword thing going on here, and then this little golden details, the red eyes, even underneath here there's little spikes. So that's nice. Nice translucent oceany blue color. Again, you can never tell with the slopes unless you put the bait together. So moving on to the next part. Next up is the Cosmic layer, and I actually do have the TT version right here that I do want to compare. So, Hasbro, the layer looks very round, looks very blue, very teal, sort of dark, nice shiny blue, and then you can see that the weight isn't actually interchangeable. It's integrated or molded in with the layer. It's not actually metal, it's just plastic. And with the TT version, you can, yeah, it has the GT sign here. Does the Hasbro one have that? No, it doesn't. And then, yeah, and then you can see that you can put a weight, like here I have the Retsu weight, which I actually have on this. You can put it on, you can take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off. But then for this one, it's integrated in the layer, so you can't actually change the weight. The TT one, it has the balls that look a bit more translucent, plus it has the little nice aqua color down here in the bottom side, but it is TT. They put in a lot more effort than Hasbro bays. But then again, Hasbro bays are, you know, TT and Hasbro both have their bads and goods. I just say TT is just a bit better, is all, as far as design and teeth and pretty much everything go. But you know, Hasbro, it's nice to see that their bays aren't completely tight. Bursts are still nice. With TT, you hardly see any bursts these days, so I guess that's what Hasbro's for. And then if you flip it over, you can't really see the slopes. There is this 6 number right here. Is it? Yeah, it's 9, but then if you flip it over, 6 right there. I don't know if that means anything. Probably not. So let's move on to the next part. Here we have the Vanguard disc. Again, I do have the TT version of the Vanguard disc just to compare. So Hasbro's version, it's definitely a lot less heavy. You can already tell it's flatter, which is nice. That way it doesn't scrape. Whoops. It's really hollow underneath here, and then sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. Oh, 4 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 stars, that's nice. How many stars do I have on this one? I only have 2 stars on this one. The stars don't mean anything, it's just like, they just put it on, and then if you have 4 stars, yay. Happy. And then, it has the same shape. It has this, pretty much the same shape as, TT, except these 2 points are a little more spread apart just so you can put a frame in here. So, yeah. And then TT, obviously it's better, it looks cooler, you can't put a frame on it, and it scrapes, which is the downside, but it does look cooler and it's heavier. So they both have their goods and bads. So moving on to the, So moving on to the next one. So here we have the Valor driver and the TT. It's not really a TT version of the Valor driver. Yeah, it's not a TT version. I don't know why I'm comparing Revolve to Valor. So Valor, it looks really circular. There's not even like a tiny bit of sharp point here. It's just completely round. Completely round. Like not even like a little dot of sharpness. There is these little holes in here, but that's just for design. So sometimes you want to actually hand spin the driver just to see the life after death. That's pretty good, but it is a hypersphere driver, so I guess we'll just have to see. Yeah, the spring on this driver, it's actually pretty good for Hasbro. Pretty good spring. Yeah, so just to compare the driver, like here I have Knockout Odin, my first Hypersphere Bay that I got. So this one, you can see that it's like not completely round, like it's just, this part is round around here, and then there's a little sharp point in here. This is Destroy Hypersphere, and up here there's just little sharp points. But if you compare it to Valor, like look how much rounder Valor is. So I guess we'll just have to see which one is better at Life After Death. Destroy is already pretty good. Just because it's Destroy, Hasbro or TT, it's pretty good at Life After Death. Hasbro probably better just because it's Hypersphere. So that's the end of Cosmic Kraken. And let's move on to Gargoyle G5. So here's the Gargoyle layer. It's a defense type layer, and I can definitely see why it's a defense type layer. It's pretty round, very round. It's got blades. It's pretty thick actually. It's a lot flatter, like I don't know, it seems more like a balance type layer because it's not completely thick. It's pretty circular, and these blades they do have a decent upward shape. This one doesn't actually come with a chip. Yeah, it doesn't come with a chip. There's the QR code if you don't have it already. And yeah, and then this is just the product code number 16800. I don't know. And the slopes, again, you can't really tell until you put the bay together, but overall, this is definitely, it seems like a good layer. Even by the slopes, you can tell that there's a lot bigger than normal. So yeah, and then this one, okay, this isn't a GT bay, that's why, because it, you can put a level chip in here. There's a little space here for a level chip, so it's actually a turbo bay. That's interesting. They made a Hypersphere driver for a turbo bay. Okay, that's fascinating. So here's the 10 disc. Nothing much to say about this disc except for the fact that it's 23 grams. It's pretty good for stamina, and you can put a frame on it. That's pretty much it. It's basically just 7, but it's a bit heavier version. It's a heavier version than the 7 disc, and it has a bit less stamina. There's nothing really else much to say about this disc. So yeah, let's move on. So this is the final part. This is really round, but on the bottom it has these little stick points. So I guess if my fingernail was the stadium, you would pretty much just spin, but when you get tilted and hit one of these sticks, you would grip the stadium, I guess, and sort of counterattack. And then you have this little smooth ridge above here. So yeah. It said this had a 4 spin time, which I definitely can see, and it said it had a 2 run time, which means it moves around with a 2 out of 6 fraction of agility, which I can definitely see. It's mainly round, so I assume it'll just move around for counterattacks. The spring, it seems the same. I mean, it's nothing too great. So now we're gonna get my weighing scale and weigh the parts individually. Then we're gonna move on to test spins and review the base. First, let's weigh Cosmic Kraken. So the Kraken chip, 2 grams. Cosmic layer is about 8 grams. So Cosmic chip with the Cosmic layer is about 11 grams. Next, let's weigh the disc, which is Vanguard Hasbro. It's about 19 grams. Let's move on to the driver, which is it's about 8 grams. Valor. Now let's weigh the whole bay together. the whole bay together. Let's put this together. The teeth on this are actually... So if I put this here, right, it seems a lot tighter going in than it does, like, actually bursting. Like, when you put it together, it seems tight, but then when you burst it, it seems pretty even when you burst it, and then when you put it together, it's, like, super tight in the beginning, but then, like, it just, it's pretty loose afterwards. And then when you burst it, I'd say it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight all the way till you reach the middle mark, then it becomes a bit loose. And weighing the bay all together. So it's about 39 grams. That's pretty light, but it does have a disc of 19 grams and the layer is 8 grams. So I guess that's alright. So Gargoyle G5, 9 grams for the layer alone. That's pretty good for a turbo bay, especially for Hasbro. And since you have the 10 disc, 23 grams for the 10 disc. Not surprised, honestly. And then Keep Hypersphere is about 8 grams. Yeah. So let's weigh the bay together. Let's measure the tightness first, actually. So for this bay, it actually seems... Yeah, when you put it together, it seems pretty loose, but that's fine. And then when you actually try to burst it, it's similar to Cosmic Kraken, but it seems a bit... It seems... I don't know, it's hard to explain. It seems tighter, but then when it reaches the middle mark, it's even looser than Cosmic Kraken. It's confusing. So I guess with this bay, you just have to get a really big hit in. And then after that, just finish it off with a couple small hits? I don't know. It's confusing. So yeah, the teeth are pretty good. 41 grams, that's pretty good, especially since you can still customize it with a frame. So, now that we've weighed the two bays, let's just put them here. So now that we've weighed the two bays, let's go ahead and do a test spin, and then we'll review them and end off the video. So test spin time. Keep in mind this is in the Snake Pit Stadium. It'll probably move around different in the actual Hypersphere Stadium. So first, Gargoyle G5, Turbo Bay, defense type of 41 grams. Its runtime is supposed to be 2, so it shouldn't move around too much. Okay, so it's pretty aggressive, actually. Moves around quite a bit. It went super speed in the beginning, and then it kind of slowed it down. Now it's just gliding around to take the center. Maybe I got them confused. Maybe the clock sign was how much it moved around, and then the arrow sign was how much spin it had. But then it is spinning for pretty long, so I guess you should never really pay that much attention to the stats because they don't really matter too much. So it's been spinning for about a minute now. Yeah.
So moving on, we have Cosmic Kraken. Okay, so KO, not, okay. Let's try that one more time. Another self KO, so maybe this bay is super fast. Let's try it one more time. Okay, if it's gonna keep self KO in there, I don't know, that's weird. Let's try it again for the 4th time. 4th time's a charm, that's what they all say.
Don't do it, don't do it. Yep, you didn't do it. Good, the bay didn't do it. So, you'll notice in the beginning, it kind of went around, stalled near the edge, like it sort of stopped here for 1 second, then it went back down. And then I can see why it's a stamina type. So, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't move around too much. In the beginning, it moves around pretty hard, but then it slows down. Yeah. It's been, pretty good. So now let's do a test battle.
Launch Kraken test. Yeah, okay, let's try that again.
Okay. So the defense, keep in mind I am only launching it after each other. So the one that I launch after is most likely gonna win, yeah. So no damage to Cosmic Kraken, and no damage to Gargoyle. So overall, I think these two bays are very good pulls. I bought them at Target, so I wouldn't say pulls like it was from a random booster, but yeah, this is a very good dual pack. The stats were a bit confusing, and I would classify this as a balance type actually, just because how much it moved around and how much it was still spinning. And I assume it doesn't have much defense. Like, it probably has, like, at least good defense because the Tendis can keep Hypersphere, but that's, I would classify it as a balance type. So, yeah, these are two very good bays. I'm very excited that I got them. Very happy that I got them. You guys should get them too if you haven't already. And I look forward to doing battles with these two bays. And until then, thank you for watching and see you next time. So listen to Iger and subscribe. Listen to Free and comment. Listen to Louie and like. And until next time, keep on blading.